Welcome back to Radio 1 International. In today's video, we're diving into the absolute chaos surrounding Justin Baldoni. Yes, or as some of you might now know him, Justin Baldoni. From $650 million lawsuits to Blake Lively's powerful clapback, this case is everything: drama, defamation, and a whole lot of legal mess. So let's break down what really went down and why everyone's talking about it. The recent dismissal of Justin Baldoni's $650 million countersuit against Blake Lively has become one of the most widely discussed developments in Hollywood's ongoing reckoning with power dynamics, legal retaliation, and the treatment of women in the industry. The case began when Blake Lively filed a sexual harassment and workplace retaliation lawsuit against Baldoni, alleging that during the making of the film It Ends With Us, he fostered a toxic work environment, made inappropriate comments, and attempted to retaliate when she pushed back against the behavior. What followed was a massive legal counteroffensive from Baldoni, seeking damages of $650 million and naming not only Lively, but also her husband Ryan Reynolds, publicist Leslie Sloan, and the New York Times. Baldoni's countersuit alleged defamation, invasion of privacy, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, among other claims. He argued that Lively and her team had orchestrated a smear campaign, amplified by press coverage, which he claimed irreparably damaged his reputation and derailed his career. Legal experts quickly pointed out the parallels between this countersuit and SLAPP lawsuits, cases designed to intimidate and silence individuals who speak out on matters of public interest. The sheer scale of the suit raised eyebrows across the legal and entertainment communities, especially considering the involvement of high-profile parties like the New York Times, which had published investigative pieces on the situation. In June 2025, Judge Louis J. Lyman dismissed the entirety of Baldoni's countersuit. The court found that Baldoni failed to establish the legal standard required to prove defamation, particularly the necessity of proving actual malice as a public figure. The judge also ruled that much of what Baldoni claimed to be defamatory was either protected opinion or factual reporting. Importantly, the court reaffirmed the vital role of free speech and journalistic freedom in such cases. While Baldoni's legal team has been granted the option to amend specific claims, namely those regarding breach of contract and tortious interference, by June 23, the dismissal of the core defamation allegations marked a significant legal victory for Lively. In the wake of the court's decision, Blake Lively broke her silence with an emotionally charged Instagram story. She thanked her supporters and acknowledged the emotional toll that retaliatory lawsuits can have, not just on celebrities, but on women everywhere who come forward about abuse or harassment. Her message struck a chord. While the suit against me was defeated, so many don't have the resources to fight back. Lively also used the moment to direct attention to organizations that support women in legal battles and those facing domestic violence, sharing a curated list of nonprofits such as the National Network to End Domestic Violence and the California Women's Law Center. Lively's statement underlined an important point. Legal victories in court don't erase the psychological and professional consequences of having to face a massive countersuit in public. For women in the entertainment industry, especially those who choose to speak out against powerful men, the threat of retaliatory litigation can be chilling. Her decision to frame her own victory as a moment to spotlight broader systemic issues was received as a powerful act of advocacy. At the same time, it further inflamed divisions online, with Baldoni's supporters continuing to claim he was wrongfully accused and unfairly vilified in the press. Ryan Reynolds, while not directly commenting on the verdict, has stood by Lively throughout the ordeal. His inclusion in Baldoni's lawsuit was widely viewed as tenuous, and many believed it was meant to exert additional pressure through association. The judge's dismissal of the claims against Reynolds and Sloan reinforced the idea that the countersuit was excessively broad and possibly aimed at intimidation. Legal analysts have pointed out that by targeting multiple high-profile figures, the countersuit may have inadvertently strengthened Lively's argument that she was facing retaliation rather than legitimate legal scrutiny. The original case, filed by Lively in late 2024, remains active. The federal court has set a trial date for March 2026, where her claims of sexual harassment and retaliation will be examined in full. While Baldoni's team may yet file an amended complaint on the two contract-related claims, the bulk of his legal response has been neutralized. In practical terms, This means the attention is now squarely back on the original harassment allegations and the systemic issues they highlight. This case arises amid a larger wave of change in Hollywood as more women come forward with stories of misconduct, often facing resistance from powerful individuals and institutions. It also echoes other high-profile cases where defamation suits were used in response to public allegations, such as the Depp Heard trial, which continues to divide public opinion. What sets this case apart, however, is the scale of the countersuit and the swiftness of its dismissal, suggesting that courts may be increasingly skeptical of defamation cases that appear retaliatory in nature. Blake Lively's role in this battle is especially significant considering her reputation for maintaining a relatively low profile when it comes to industry controversies. Her decision to speak out, pursue legal action, and then use her platform to raise awareness about broader issues reflects a shift in how actresses are navigating power structures in Hollywood. It's no longer just about surviving harassment. It's about demanding structural change and using hard-won victories to open the door for others. What remains to be seen is how Baldoni will proceed. The court's permission to refile specific claims leaves the door open for further legal action, albeit on a much narrower basis. Whether he will choose to do so or let the matter rest may depend on public reaction, his legal counsel's advice, and his standing within the industry moving forward. As for Lively, the upcoming trial in 2026 will be a critical moment, not just for her personal vindication, but for setting precedent in how Hollywood handles harassment cases in the post-#MeToo era. In the end, this case is more than just a celebrity legal drama. It's a lens through which we can examine the balance of power in the workplace, the limitations of defamation law, and the importance of protecting speech that challenges injustice. It's about what happens when a woman dares to speak out, and what it takes to ensure her voice is not drowned out by money, influence, or fear. If you liked what you just watched, don't forget to like, share, and comment below. We want to hear your thoughts on this legal roller coaster. And of course, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss another update from Radio 1 International. We've got more juicy stories, deep dives, and hot takes coming your way. See you next time.
94.3 Radio 1.